All right, guys. Feature matchup for this card that we really like is Dagestan Almakhan from Kazakhstan versus Nurmagomedov. What do you think of this matchup, Ryan? What do you think of Umar?
Umar is an absolute talent in the UFC right now. Undefeated kid. He's a southpaw. I believe he's Khabib's cousin.
They're definitely related.
Yeah.
Like, everybody in Dagestan might be related to him.
He's a nasty southpaw kicker. Unlike Khabib, who like to pressure in and box people and shoot underneath that, Umar loves to play far, far outside. He's got a great question mark kick. He likes to push kick to the face. He likes to throw that same push kick and step through on a punch on the same side. He got a knockout with that in the UFC. He scores really, really well and fast with these kicks from the outside until you want to pressure him, until you're tired of getting kicked, until you're like, all right, I got to step to this guy. As soon as you step in on him, he's either pulling back out of range and maintaining the distance he would like to maintain, or he's shooting under that offense. That's his chance to fit in on his takedown. He's got fantastic wrestling, and he's got great submissions. He's had a number of them in the UFC, including a rear naked choke. He's nasty everywhere. It's hard to find a hole in this guy's game. Little while with his hands at time, but still carries some power there. This is going to be a fun matchup. What do you have for his opponent?
Dagestan in this matchup reminds me of Arman Tsarukyan versus Islam Makhachev. When Tsarukyan made his UFC debut, Islam needed an opponent. He jumped in. He gave him a tough matchup. He ultimately lost, but a lot of people noticed him. I think the same thing is going to happen for Dagestan here. He's 17-1 out of Kazakhstan. He is a beast. He's very, very good. I don't know if he's at the level of Umar, but he's good. Some of his favorite things to do are have this lead hand that's probing, the other hand's really tight, and then he finds his head kicks. He's got some quick knockouts with those head kicks throughout his career. Not really tested against UFC level guys, but looking very good in those performances. He's also got some really good boxing off of that long guard with a probing lead hand. He's got some long hooks. He's got a really good straight cross. He's got a lot of finishes. He's a very exciting guy, and he's well-rounded. When he shoots, he'll usually shoot for a double or a body lock, which I think is going to be really interesting against Umar. I really want to see some of the grappling in this fight, but I think he's just incredibly well-rounded, very tough, in great shape. He's going to be a good test for Umar. I think Umar will outpoint him and outgrapple him ultimately, but I think he's going to have some moments that make people take notice of this guy. He's 17-1 for a reason. That's no record to scoff at. What do you think for a final prediction?
Umar's got a great check, southpaw right hook. I would like to see his opponent play in that boxing range some. That's where we haven't seen much of Umar yet. If you can stop the takedown and maintain that range, that could present some issues, or possibly putting Umar on his back. I do think this guy will be a great challenge, and it's going to be a closer fight than perhaps some of the odd makers are thinking it will be. But ultimately, I'm going to go Umar by decision here. He's got the experience. They do a great job, as they do with a lot of these Russian, Dagestani fighters, of building their records up and advancing up the ranks a bit at a time. And I think he's perfecting his craft, and he's looking great. He's looking nasty. He's going to get this one down by decision.
Yeah, I think Dagestan is going to try to box him. He's going to try to look for his head kick. He might try to shoot, but overall, Umar's going to outpoint him and win a unanimous decision.